that I did on myself after I had that panic attack. And then I ended up working with a therapist for 15 months and going through processing all the traumas and all the things that were limiting my growth, creating a glass ceiling in terms of my love life, my financial life, my happiness. Um, the project is really the 4 or 5 years of the work that I did on myself compressed into 3 days, 75 hours. So just over 3 days. And it's for really high speed entrepreneurs who are married, that have kids. They're trying to balance their work and family life. They're finding themselves constantly diving into vices, whether it's alcohol, infidelity, pornography, overeating. Like my vice was overeating, bro. When I would get stressed at work, I would literally stand at the kitchen counter and eat 6 to 7 bagels dipped in cream cheese. I mean, that's well over 1,500 excess calories that I needed, right? And then I was wondering to myself the next morning why I'm 30 pounds overweight as a CEO of a fitness franchise. How incongruent was I with myself? Of course, I was going to have a panic attack. I was so incongruent with the man that I wanted to be. And so the project is really for men who are suffering in silence, white knuckling through life, are ready to finally break through the seal in those 4 areas: faith, family, fitness, and finances, and really have a life of, there is no such thing as balance, but have a good work life mix to be able to take back control, to not have those suicidal thoughts in the car. And I'm not saying that we solve every guy's problems. We expose the solution to them. We create a brotherhood where they're held accountable to one another. The brotherhood continues beyond the 75 hours because we have 2 meetups a year and a private Facebook group. And all of these men, for the most part, seek out some level of higher help, either hiring therapists or doing the self work to begin to solve through the traumas that we helped uncover during the project. And it's done in a very, I call it violent therapy, because my two lead instructors, one of them is a former Navy SEAL, Ray Cashcare. The other one is a very angry and sociopathic Marine. But they pour into these guys. They have to physically break down their barriers. I mean, you're taking 30 guys who don't know each other, who just met, and they're all posturing like, hey, bro, I got no problems. What's your problem? And you want them to become vulnerable. You want them to bring the wall down. You want them to see each other as brothers, because 26 hours into it is when the journaling begins, is when the deep work begins, when the tears begin to cry about what happened to us as kids. And the only way that's going to happen is if we suspend disbelief, take away their sleep, control the amount of chaos that they go through physically. And that chaos can only be survived when you help the guy next to you and you help the guy on the other side of you. So all of a sudden, strangers become brothers, and now you can be vulnerable for the first time around other men.